Stephen Flow, Stephen Flow, Stephen Flow. Can you tell I've been playing skate?
Oh my god, yeah, I can tell.
I actually don't know the real words to that song.
I know it's like because he mumbles through like the entire song.
Weeder, potato.
It's so stupid. What is good, everyone, and welcome back to the Nostalgia Show podcast. My name is Taylor, aka Nostalgia. Joining me is Asto Myzel. What's good, my guy?
What's up, man?
Stephen Flow. Okay, so today is episode 93. Okay, make sure we say that out loud. It's episode 93. Kayla is not going to be with us this time for this episode because it's a pretty cool thing we're starting for this month of October. It is the Nostalgia Plus Ultra spooky season themed month, whatever, for October.
Camp Crystal Lake, baby. Friday the 13th.
Yep. We're going to talk about some anime in the horror genre, give our analysis, get some takes, and we'll see what... and Milo's already excited.
Yeah, I don't know why he's barking. There should be no one here. And my mom's there, so I don't know why he's still barking.
we'll try to power through it.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. I'll mute sometimes.
He's just really excited that we're doing this this episode theme. I think that's what it is. So we're gonna try to have 4 episodes within this month of October, which are going to have some semblance to some sort of a horror or thriller type of anime or whatever.
Stuff to get you into the mood.
The spooky mood, yeah. And then we'll see, and we'll all build up into like our actual Halloween. I don't know if our Halloween like episode is gonna come out at the time of Halloween. It might be like the week before, like the Tuesday before, because Halloween's on like a Friday or something like that. I think this year. So yeah, it'll all culminate in our like Halloween special type of episode. And today, I really wish Kayla was here because this would have been a really cool conversation for the 3 of us to have, especially with how all the theory crafting and stuff like that. But as a part of the first installment of our spooky season series, we're talking about Satoshi Kon's Perfect Blue.
Yeah.
It's been, I know we're going to get into initial thoughts in a second, but it is probably one of the more like when people talk about the retro old anime and talk about retro anime and talk about like all of how like the anime back in the day and all that kind of stuff, they always bring up Perfect Blue. And I think it's a great start to this spooky season type of theme, because while it's not necessarily like scary per se, it does fall into that like psychological thriller.
It's super uneasy. Horror.
Yeah, it's very uneasy, very unsettling. And there are some genuinely like unnerving moments in the movie that you could say are part of like a horror type of genre. So yeah, like Zoe, since this is my second time seeing it, even though I hadn't seen it in years, so this time watching it recently felt like my first time because I've just forgotten everything. So this being your first time seeing it, like what were your like initial thoughts? Like you don't have to get into anything deep with any characters or plot points yet, but just like initial thoughts on like what you thought about it.
Sure.
That kind of stuff, yeah.
Well, for those of you who want to follow me on Letterboxd, Zoe1721, this is the first time I ever watched it, and I gave it like a review, not like a fucking Hollywood Reporter 19 paragraph review, but it wasn't just a funny one-liner. And it's really interesting to me as the movie guy of the podcast. Something that I wrote on my review was like, it's very cool how many Western directors Satoshi Kon has inspired. And not Western like a Western like British and American directors.
Right.
Pretty sure the bathtub scene where she's yelling was recreated in Requiem for a Dream.
Mm-hmm.
And this movie shows a lot of similarities, has a lot of similarities with Black Swan by Darren Aronofsky and David Lynch's Inland Empire. David Lynch's Inland Empire, super weird because it's David Lynch.
Mochi's getting the action now? Good God.
I don't know why, man.
This is the third time, by the way.
But it's the thing is, okay, last time it was like my parents were busy and bro, my mom's right there. She could ask my mom for treats, but she keeps asking me for treats. It's the weirdest thing. What I was gonna say was David Lynch, known for making really weird movies. Inland Empire might be one of his weirdest, and it's super similar to this movie. It's like about an actress who got cast in this cursed production, a movie that they keep trying to make but they never really made it, and then she gets in the movie, like you can't tell what's real life and what's the movie. And when I was watching this, I was like, whoa, what the, because this came out way before Inland Empire.
Right. And it's just, for me, I guess my own initial thoughts, like, I'll say that like I said, this is the second time seeing it, but also it felt like the first time because it was a while since I saw it. And so like, it's always, I'm a big fan personally, like one of my favorite genres in general is like a psychological thriller. Like I'm a fan of Shutter Island. I love, Prisoners. I like Nightcrawler. Great movies. I love those movies. I have not seen Black Swan. I feel like I need to. But
I think you would like it. It's real. I think I saw it for the first time ever last year. For being a movie guy, there are a lot of like classics that I haven't seen.
Yeah.
That I just maybe missed. Black Swan is impressive.
Yeah.
Even though I knew Darren Aronofsky and I knew his work and I know he's a good director, it's still impressive how good it is.
And so like I've seen a bunch of like different like psychological movies, and that's like one of my favorite genres. Even like when it comes to like books and other forms of media, like even anime too. Like I love psychological joints. There are some on my list that I need to like knock off, and Perfect Blue was on that list. And even like more like Satoshi Kon productions like Paprika and Paranoia Agent and all the some of the stuff that he also has done before are things that I want to knock off my list too in terms of like psychological stuff. So Perfect Blue is like right up my alley in terms of what I like in terms of that genre. And it's honestly really interesting how seamless and how effective the ways in which Satoshi Kon goes from reality to like bounces from different realities. It's like you like my favorite part, and we can get into more like deeper stuff, like the scene after it looks like Mima gets hit with the truck. Like from that point on, everything becomes like some sort of like reoccurring dream essentially, but like where you get very quick glimpses and just very short segments of Miwa's day-to-day acting, and then she wakes up at home. But the person that's seasoned in watching psychological thrillers, you notice certain things like, oh, her room gets progressively more dirty and cluttered when the days go by, to like kind of symbolize that she's just kind of going through the motions and has no real recollection of what's happening in her day to day. So you're not 100% sure if she's the one actually going through it.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like it's really cool how Satoshi Kon does that. And I think the subject matter itself, and this is one thing I wanted to get into, like for our first segment, is I like how the initial theming, to me at least, is the pressures of like idol and young actress or young star culture in Japan.
Apparently that was maybe not a hot take, but I like, once I finished the movie, I was like, I really like that it's about obsessive idol culture that really permeates in K-pop and J-pop. But I think the biggest example of today is probably K-pop. And my friends were like, ugh, I still like K-pop. And I was like, you can like K-pop. I didn't say that.
K-pop, but you can like K-pop, but also understand, you can like the pop idols and understand the very serious issues that they undergo behind the scenes that we as fans don't necessarily get to see. We just kind of catch glimpses of, right? Like the tough schedules, the obsessive fans,
very strict rule set,
the rules and stuff.
That like kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Enables the fans.
Yes.
Because it's like, you have to play to the fans. You can't date.
Right, like getting a boyfriend is like a cardinal sin in like idol culture or whatever. And then like, I like how, so like going into like Mima as a character, and I think it's my theory for the ending of the movie, or like my theory for how the movie plays out, kind of doesn't necessarily center around Mima, but I'll get to that later. But we just talk about Mima as a character and how this like relates to like idol culture. Is like, Cham is huge. Like, well, not relatively huge. Like, if people are like, oh, like the numbers are doing mediocre, but they're still famous. Like, Mima's the main attraction in the group. The visual, like, she probably is going to end up being more popular. So let's transition her into doing something different and leaving Cham, because she's going to be the star. Pop stars don't really make any money, right? So you then get into a situation where now she's acting, and you get like the fans are like, oh, she's acting now. Like, and the fans will carry over, but they're like more mad because she only gets a couple of scenes and she's doing other stuff. And so then you get the flip side of the production side, where it's like, you get these really perverted, gross old men that go, I know how to make you a star. Let's just put you in a really risque scene, like the sexual assault scene, and essentially like break down this young girl and break her psyche down. Experience, like, even though it is fake, like that scene drags for a long time. And so you kind of like, you get, as a watcher, you get very like unsettled, but like you're kind of seeing Mima's mental state crumble in real time. And it's like, and then it leads into something where like she can no longer, not because her herself can't, but like the public can't view her as anything less than like some sort of like symbol to be propped up in some sexual orientation.
And that scene's very interesting because pop idols, at least in like Japan and Korea, they're kind of portrayed as a little bit more innocent.
Yeah.
Like, so for her to do a scene where like it's a topless scene, actresses do topless scenes all the time, but you're not viewed as just an actress. You're still viewed as Mima from Cham.
The pop idol. Exactly.
And what makes that scene worse is the guy on top of her, before they start filming, he goes, yo, I'm sorry. Like, like everyone knows that it's weird, that this is going to be tough on her.
Yeah.
But he's getting paid to do it. Like, this is his job. He has to follow what the director is doing. The director is a sleaze, so he doesn't care.
The writer's a sleaze too. He doesn't care either.
So yeah, he's The actor is like, yo, man, I'm sorry. And then they have to go through it.
And then like, so then it kind of, it carries itself in where now Mima can only necessarily do more risque and sexually pointed things now. Like her going into like, or to her doing all those interviews afterwards, like, oh, this is the hurdle I have to jump through to be an actor. Even though, you know, like deep down, like she doesn't want to do this anymore. Like this is like this was a scene that she was like, I want to be an actor. And then she got put in a tough situation. And now she doesn't want to be, she wants to go back to how she used to be. But now it's like, I can't do anything else besides be portrayed in a sexual manner for the gaze of men, because I've been put in this weird scene now where I've already shown full frontal. Like I can't go back to being the closed, like innocent person anymore, which like shouldn't be the case, but it just kind of, with the culture of how stars are portrayed and how stars are used, it's just kind of how it shakes out.
And there's that scene where she's doing a photo shoot and it cuts between her and Cham, and the more the photographer gets her to take off to the point where she's fully naked, it switches back to Cham, the more success that they're getting.
Yes.
It's like this weird thing where it's like she keeps doing the shit she doesn't want to do, but the band that she just left is getting more successful. And so it makes her want to go back even more, but she can't. Like it's this really weird, really tough situation.
Yeah, and then you have like the advent of the stalker, and honestly, the stalker, we don't even know if he's actually real. So it's like, you know, but personally, I feel like he is real up until a certain point. I think like he's real in the beginning of the movie. I think he definitely is. But I think there is certain parts towards the back end, because again, this is like a psychological thing where reality starts to bend a little bit. Reality starts to like mix in. Like Miwa's mind state starts to crumble over the course of the movie. So we don't know if that stalker is real towards the end. But I think that he's real in the beginning.
He's definitely real in the beginning, and then I think he's real when in the climax. You feel me?
Yes.
I don't know if I want to spoil it so early.
Yes, but I will. Okay, from this point on, any listener, viewer, we will be spoiling
huge spoilers.
Perfect Blue from this point on. I will say the movie is free on YouTube. I don't know how much longer it's going to be on there. If you type in Perfect Blue, they have the full hour and 21 movie. It's in dub, and the dub sucks, but you just go watch it.
I'm almost positive. Shit, where did me and my friends see it?
Because it was not on Amazon. You had to rent that joint on every other platform.
Oh, maybe Sam.
This was $3 though.
We watched it at Sam's house, but I think he got it for free because I don't get it. Sometimes Amazon gives you like credits. I've seen, like, I've been at a friend's house and they're like, oh, the movie's $1. And then it's like, you have $3 in Amazon credits. I was like, so it's free. So
it's free, yeah. So I mean, it could.
I saw it in sub.
I watched it dubbed because they had a free. The movie was just like on YouTube in dub for free, and so I watched it. I wish I might go back and watch it subbed, just so I can get a better experience.
YouTube movies, genuinely, if something's not on streaming, YouTube movies is clutch because you can rent a movie for like $2.
Yeah. But yeah, so for anybody listening, go watch it, because from this point on, we will be spoiling ever living shit out of Perfect Blue.
And with that, what I was gonna say was, I think yes, he's real in the beginning, and there's a lot of psychological shit that happens in the middle, but I think he's definitely real when she kills him.
Yes,
because that he is a big part in the problems with idol culture and obsessive celebrity culture, because he's the one affected by, you know, the mastermind behind everything, and he thinks like it's so weird that this movie, when did this movie come out? In the 90s, 80s? I think like
I could be wrong.
89 maybe, or 90 something. But like, the fact is
1998.
98. It's so weirdly specific even now, where you get men on OnlyFans who think they're talking to the creator. And I think everyone knows at this point, these girls have like managers that like message for them.
Yeah.
But these guys are so obsessed that they're like, I'll give you all my money. And obviously the movie is way more, it's way extreme, where he thinks he's talking to Mima and it's like, I'll kill for you, you know?
Yeah. And I think for him, I will say though, him not being in the ballroom at the end when Mima goes back in there with Rumi made me feel like he might not have been real, or like maybe he got attacked and then just got up and left. Those are my two theories. Either he was a figment of her imagination, or she hit him upside the head with a hammer and he like fell out and ended up getting up and leaving before he could do any, before like Mima could come back and get the cops called on him or something like that. I don't know. But for that stalker character is interesting to me because, yeah, like you said, it kind of, you know what I'm saying, the trend of people being in their basement with these like online continuously talking to these either OnlyFans creators or like even streamers and other popular artists and stuff like that, right? Like I think about when was it Pokimane, Senna, and somebody else did like an IRL stream, and they had a bunch of people like come into those streams acting super weird because that person, whoever, like knew that they were going to be in some spot at one particular point in time.
It's 3 attractive females, and then bro. Oh, I sent you the clip where the cameraman kind of had to step in.
Yeah,
because I think the guy said hi earlier and then asked for something, and then they were like, hey man, we're like in the middle of a stream, like I'm sorry,
right?
And then came back and was being super aggressive and said some shit, like some crazy shit like I'm gonna kill you, and then the cameraman had to it was like something nuts.
It's insane. And then you go into a situation where the stalker himself has a vision and a version of Mima that he likes, and Mima taking that shift from being the innocent pop idol to a, you know, for lack of a better term, like a sexual symbol in media, or I guess like because of the photo shoots and the scene that she was in, right? Like, for lack of a better phrase, I guess. But to go from innocent to that kind of destroys the image that this stalker has in his mind of the perfect Mima, and it's a parasocial thing.
Damn, this is, oh my god, you binked it on the head. That's the perfect like real world example.
Exactly. It's literally like, and it's funny, me and you watch streamers, me and you have favorite YouTubers that we watch, right? However, none of it gets parasocial because at the end of the day, we know these people are humans with flaws. So them doing stuff that we don't like say like a favorite YouTuber of ours said something really racist, right? Like, we, as me and you that aren't taking these things in a parasocial situation, can say, okay, this is fucked up. I don't see myself watching this person anymore, right? Or like say it does hurt as a fan, but it's like, or as a fan, but it's like
Cody Cole.
I can split that down the middle and be like, fine, I don't really want to associate with that.
Yeah,
right?
I agree.
As opposed to like people having this idea parasocially of who this character is, this person is. It's like, no, they're only showing you what they want you to see online because that's what makes them money.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It doesn't, like, at the end of the day, they turn that camera off and they go back to doing what they've been doing. You know what I'm saying? As a regular human being, even though they are famous, so it's not necessarily regular, but like they turn this camera off and they just go live a different situation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know these people in real life for real. So like it becomes, I don't know. Yeah, it's like, I think it's a very heightened situation because it gets to the point where he tries to kill her. But like,
yeah, but like
we've seen this happen before.
Yeah, that example you brought up of Cinna and Valkyrie, the guy was gonna attack them. You know, like this shit does get, and it's maybe even, I don't know if Satoshi Kon was doing this on purpose, but you know, a male fan doing that to a female famous person also kind of speaks to the like slight misogyny of you're this one thing for my pleasure. Yeah. And if you don't do it, like you said, it's not just a parasocial thing, but kind of a misogynistic thing of this woman is here for my pleasure and she needs to do what I want her to do.
Exactly. And like, no, go ahead.
I forgot who said it. I think it was maybe Kayla when we watched it, where she said something like, "Not all bad guys are ugly," and I said something. She wasn't complaining. I think she just said that. I forgot why she said that, but I was like, I agree, but this kind of bad guy is kind of, it's weird how it's just, there is a type of physical form for like a guy who spends too much time on the internet. And of course, anime, so it's exaggerated a little bit, right? There's no person in real life that like his eyes are like this far apart and his eyes are white and he has like two front teeth,
right?
But as a caricature, you could kind of tell, oh, this guy spends too much time on the internet.
Yes, I think that's what he might have been going for. I think like obviously when we think of gross stalker, that's the caricature that we visualize when we think about stalker. Yes, those people could potentially be somewhat attractive and good looking. It is just kind of, the stalker character is just a caricature of what the ugliness and the glaring issue with idol culture in terms of the fans, right? And even like, you know, it's funny. What was that one? There's a recent movie that came out where it was like some pop idol was like taken hostage by a dad and his daughter. What movie is that?
That's the latest M. Night Shyamalan, Trap.
Yeah.
I didn't see it. I heard it was. Some people say it's bad. Some people say it's awesome.
I think it's campy because I watched it on a plane, and so like, it's very campy. But like if to Kayla's point, right? Like when it comes to this pop, I mean, I didn't honestly. I was half asleep watching the entire thing, so it's like I don't remember too much of it. But it's like the dad character who ends up taking this pop star hostage is
it's Josh Hartnett.
It's Josh Hartnett. Yeah, he's a physically attractive looking person.
He's hot.
So it's like, to Kayla's point, it does like she's like not all of these guys are gonna be ugly. But I think Satoshi Kon mostly made the stalker character a caricature of the usual stalker character in idol culture and how, you know what I'm saying, all these people and how they specifically treat the idols, because that's the only real, genuine, even though it's not, interaction they get with either people or the opposite sex in general. It's through these meet and greets. It's through these concerts. It's through these like email chains back and forth. Because in the beginning, and you see in the beginning, literally like he's sitting down in a security job, and he's like has his hand like this, like he's holding her up like some kind of ballerina in the little like twist toys.
Like a little music box.
Yeah, like a music box. Like he's holding her in his hand like she's like a ballerina in a music box. Like that's this image that they have of these idols and these stars, and the what they think, you know what I'm saying, is being sent to them or being said to them is just not the case, because obviously they have to, you know what I'm saying, all these idols have to appease their fans.
Mm-hmm.
But you get those that take it too far. That think everything's about them, that they only, like, the only person that knows the real Mima is me, and she's the one that emails me all the time, and it's like that's the only interaction they get with anybody ever, and it's not real, which just kind of sucks.
And it also plays into something that happened in real life, I think, around that time. Do you remember anything about the Bjork stalker?
Yeah.
That he sent her like a bomb?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this character sends Mima a bomb on the set of the show.
That's what I'm saying.
So it's like, it's not just this weird Lynchian anime movie. It's like, it has real life implications, and that's very scary.
Yeah. Okay, so I do want to get into Rumi, but later.
Sure. Yeah.
I do want to talk about the actual, like, horror and psychological elements of this movie, because that's kind of what the spooky season theme is here for. I'll start with you, Zoe. Like, as far as the, like, scary moments or the presentation of the movie in what it's trying to accomplish with its themes, right? How do you think Satoshi Kon did?
I like movies in general. I love horror movies. I'll jump at a jump scare, but honestly, like, spiritual ghost movies, slashers, they kind of don't really scare me that much. I can feel the tense in those movies, but they kind of don't really get me. What really gets me is, like, voyeurism and true crime. Because there will be a time if I'm watching something scary at night at my house and, like, my window's open, I'll be like someone's looking through it, bro. So, like, the first scene where she gets, like, an email, or she's on a website that it tells her, like,
exactly what she did in that day,
like, you're at Mima's room or something, and then she looks out the window
and it zooms out.
Yeah, I was like, holy shit. And not to toot my own horn here, I'm very good at figuring out movies, and I have, like, a record. For people who haven't seen Us by Jordan Peele, I'm gonna spoil it right now. In the beginning of the movie, when Lupita Nyong'o's, like, younger self goes into the fun house, then it cuts to that her parents taking her to, like, a therapist. Her mom says, "I just want my little girl back," and I go, "Oh, they switched." That's the beginning of the movie. I called it. I said, "Oh, they switched." And the people who I was watching with, they had seen it already. They really liked it. They looked at me and they go, "How did you do that?" And I'm like, I don't know, man. I figure movies out.
Yeah.
This movie, there at a certain point, I go, oh, like, she's filming the scene with the therapist on her show, or the interrogator, and the interrogator comes out and goes, "Oh yeah, she thinks she's Miwa the pop star," and I go, "Oh, she was never real." And then something else happens, and I go, "I don't know what the fuck's going on."
That's kind of how I thought about it too. But it's like, I think the writing is so. Obviously, the writing and the way in which it's directed is great, because it lends you to think one way and get turned to another. Yes. And then you're back on the same track, and you're like, I don't know anymore.
Everything I just said was complimentary. It's not it's not, oh, this is a mess, I don't know what's going on. It's written and directed in a way where you're not supposed to know what the fuck is going on.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because you're seeing it through the lens of Mima, who doesn't know what's going on.
Right, exactly. And so I'll say like the writing is perfect because and I wrote it down too in my notes for the movie, like that the show itself, Double Bind, right? The show itself that they are filming, there are times in that where like the lines in the movie start to mirror and coincide with what's happening, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they do this. There's this one scene, and obviously, like if I make this to a clip, I'm not gonna be able to find it because it's gonna piss me off. But where the interrogator and the detective are talking to the two detectives are talking to each other, and they play the scene back like twice. It's like towards the end of the movie where Double Bind is finishing.
Yes.
Where he says, "Oh, she thinks she's Miwa something so and so, the pop idol," and then Miwa turns to like the one-way mirror, two-way mirror, and window and goes, "Oh, that's right, I'm an idol," right? And it ends, but then it turns again, and then it's the actual show where he says a different name and goes, "Oh, she thinks she's so and so, so and so." And she thinks this is like a whole other thing that she's going through. And then Miwa turns to the two-way mirror and goes, "That's right, I'm a model." And then the show ends again, and you're like, "Oh wait." So, because you at first
is she an idol or is she a model? What's going on?
That's what I'm saying. See what I'm saying? So it's like, it's honestly like just insane. And then obviously all the scenes with the Miwa that's a figment of her own imagination. Those scenes were great, especially in the beginning when when it first happens earlier on in the movie, like after the sexual assault scene, where you're in the windows here and like she turns, it's like, well, I didn't want to do the scene anyway. And she like turns and I was like, oh, it's about to get real crazy.
Oh, and the scene where I forgot what Mima's filming, but she's doing something she doesn't want to do, and then Cham is performing, but then a very glowy version of Mima pops out, and it's not just. At first, I was like, okay, this is a figment of her imagination. She's just remembering the time she would perform with Cham, but no, the other girls are looking at this glowy figure like,
what's going on?
And everyone the audience reacts. The audience reacts like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah.
And you're like, I was like, whoa.
But here's the thing. That's where I feel like the stalker is such an interesting character, because it's technically from his perspective, because he's the one filming. And Mima's in the naked photo shoot where like she's progressively like starts to take clothing off, starts to get a little more risque, more sexual with her poses, and you can see the photographer like sweating in this perversion, like taking all these photos of her, switching cameras, like being very weird. And obviously that, and it's contrasted with the duo Cham performing. The duo Cham is being watched by the stalker, who is once again has that video camera, but is imagining Mima in the middle of the group.
I don't think that's what's happening there.
Really?
I think it is explained very much later. I guess we're gonna get into it now.
Yeah.
When Rumi reveals herself to be the actual mastermind behind all this, how does Mima see her? She sees her as a glowy version of herself. What I think happened was that was Rumi. That's why everyone is reacting like, what the fuck?
Oh, so you think Rumi walked on stage and started dancing for real?
Yes. I think that's why.
Okay.
That's why everyone is reacting like, what the fuck is going on? It's happening at the same time where yes, Mima is thinking like, damn, I wish I was in Cham again. So it looks different. But Rumi told the stalker, because Rumi's the one that's been talking to the stalker, like, yo, come film this. I'm gonna make my comeback. I'm the real one.
Wow. Okay. That's just okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I like that a lot.
But
that makes a lot more sense.
The way Satoshi Kon does it is just to throw you off. He's obviously not going to show that it's Rumi.
Yeah.
but he gives you so many clues as to like put it together. Holy shit, that was Rumi.
Yeah. And so it's funny, like my original like post watch theory was the fact that it was Rumi. Obviously you get like foreshadowed a little bit into Rumi's psyche when it comes to like what she used to be and her thoughts toward Mima, right? Where she was a former pop idol that didn't make it, right? So now she manages other pop idols like Cham, like Mima. And I thought in my head, I was like, I think that we are seeing Mima through the eyes of Rumi. We're not seeing Mima actually go through these traumatic events per se. We're more so seeing Mima or we're seeing Rumi like watching Mima through these or something like that. It's like or maybe like Rumi is imagining Mima going through all of these trials and tribulations and having her psyche break down in that sense. Because then they pull a Shutter Island and they have a situation at the end where Rumi is in a mental institution and she has that psychotic break where sometimes she thinks that she's Rumi the talent acquisition. Sometimes she thinks she's the Rumi the pop star.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like kind of in a similar situation as to when Leo DiCaprio's character gets told that he's not a detective and that he murdered his family and that he himself goes through this psychotic break where he thinks that he's solving the case of his family's murder.
Yep.
And so it's like, that makes that scene, your explanation makes the theory make way more sense to me now, because because there's one scene in particular for Rumi that I think that like kind of kicks it off, and this kind of like adds to what you said. When Mima goes through that sexual assault scene, and it's dragging for a while, and the manager and Rumi are kind of forced to just kind of watch this play out, right?
Even her male manager is kind of like
was kind of unsettled by it, right? Yeah. Rumi starts like bawling, crying, gets up and leaves because again, her image of who Mima is now shattered.
Yeah, and I think what makes Rumi such a interesting character is Satoshi Kon like plays on the idea of not just closeness, like professional closeness, but like friendship and even gender norms, because obviously the ugly gremlin looking man, obviously he's a bad guy, but you would never think that this kind of obsession happens also with older women.
Yeah.
And especially not only older women, but older women who are your friend. Yeah. So I think Satoshi Kon really plays with the idea of like, no one's gonna think that the main bad guy is not only Rumi, just a woman.
Right, and it's like a woman who is essentially living her past idol life vicariously through Mima. And you can tell she's like the biggest, you know what I'm saying? She's so opposed to Mima becoming an actress. And all of these things that happened to her, that happened to Mima, are like breaking Rumi down as well. And so like it goes, and that's why like the situation where the imposter situation kind of comes into play, and oh my god, this makes it make more sense now when Rumi tells her not to look at the website anymore.
Yeah.
Oh my god, bro.
Because she was like kind of freaking out, like, oh my god, she's getting really close. And again, the whole thing with like gender norms, where it's like this girl that is my client I'm not gonna sit here and watch her get sexually assaulted. In the moment you think like, yeah, of course. I think a lot of people would react like that.
Exactly.
The scene is brutal. But in actuality, it's her being like, they're ruining my perfect Mima. Like,
Yes, exactly. So like oh man, that's such a Satoshi Kon, such a fucking
That's
genius.
what I'm saying. This movie's awesome.
Like to have this caricature of the stalker, and you obviously know that he's the bad guy, and you think that he's the one orchestrating this Miwa's entire breakdown, but then to flip it on his head and be like, okay, actually your manager is the one that's kind of being the one that to change you a little bit. And it makes the stalker's scene with her at the end make more sense too, because it's like he's like, you're not the real one. She's the one who emails me and talks to me all the time. I thought, oh man, that's so good.
And it really plays into like, because Rumi's doing all this without revealing herself, obviously, Mima starts having this weird hard time realizing what's real and what's fake. So there is a point in the movie where everything that Rumi's doing, you think it leads you to believe that Mima's doing it, to the point where even she believes, like, am I emailing this guy? Did I kill the pizza man? Like, am I actually doing all this? I can't remember.
See that? Oh my God, Satoshi Kon, you're a fucking genius. I thought that she was imagining the bloody clothes in her closet.
I think it
could have been Rumi leaving it there.
Because,
oh my God.
Because it's also shown towards the end, like right before the climax happens, she gets back into her room, and her room is different. Her room is decorated how it used to be. And you would think like, oh, this is some weird shit, like the shit in the movie just hasn't happened, when in reality I think it's Rumi has access to her room, and like not only decorated everything, but like left the bloody clothes in her closet.
Yes. And so like when so you see Mima's, like I said earlier in the episode, right, where like Mima's room progressively gets more cluttered as the days start to run together, and she starts to like kind of, her mental state starts to break down a little bit. But at the same time, every time the day restarts, it always restarts when she wakes up and Rumi comes into the room. So oh man, that's so good.
That's what I'm saying, so bro. Good, this movie's fucking awesome.
I do wish that we would have gotten a scene where, you know what, honestly, like I'm saying this out loud now, but I feel like the last scene in the end makes sense. But I wish I would have gotten a scene where we actually saw, like, got a realization that Rumi was the one doing everything. I wish that would have been the case. But now that I think about it, at the very end where Rumi's walking in the hospital with the flowers, and she walks up to the glowing image of Mima, I think that's the like the connector point where it's like, hey, that was actually her.
Yeah.
So yeah, but like that's such a fucking good movie. Oh my God.
Yeah. I mean, and there's even the part where when Rumi's chasing her, in the real life, it's like this skipping Mima, but when she passes by a glass building, in the reflection, you can see Rumi like sprinting and sweating.
And like when Rumi ends up impaling herself on the broken glass, it's because she has to go grab that wig, because the wig fell in the store. So she like stabs the window, and then like her wig falls when she has to go grab it, and ends up just like not realizing her surroundings and impaling herself on a piece of glass, and that's what kills her. So yeah, man, what a fucking good movie, man.
Yeah,
oh my God.
It's like, there's a reason why this is one of his most talked about works. It's really, really, really good. And like I said, this is the type of shit that has inspired a lot of Western directors. The Black Swan inspiration is kind of like, there's a part of Black Swan where like she really gets into the weeds of like doing stuff without remembering it, and like living this like double life kind of.
Like,
And
there's a bunch of mirror scenes in there that like
Yeah.
kind of allude to that kind of influence, I guess.
and then like I said, Inland Empire, about the actress who can't tell what's the movie she's filming and what's real life.
Yeah, that's crazy. Okay, so final consensus, I gave this one 4.5.
4.5, baby.
4.5. Yeah, I think not having a real a concrete. That's what I was gonna say. Like at the end of Shutter Island, the big twist is that Leo DiCaprio's character is going through this cycle of psychotic breaks where he thinks that he's solving the murder of his family and investigating the mental institution that he's in, right? I wanted a similar scene from Perfect Blue, but at the same time, and I didn't get it, at the same time, it was more subtle and subtextual, the reveal.
Mm-hmm.
And so but like that's a very tiny nitpick. So I gave it 4.5.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if I've ever explained my rules. Out of the 1,030 movies I've seen in my entire lifetime, only 8 have 5 stars, and that's just that they have to be like my favorite. Like I have to watch these every year, like something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
I mean,
4.5 because of my rule set that I've set upon myself. This movie's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. Speaking of anime movies, Zoe, you had the chance, and I guess Emily too, had the chance to watch Angel's Egg?
Angel's Egg.
Yeah.
Angel's Egg from really cool Mamoru Oshii, creator of Ghost in a Shell, in collaboration with Yoshitaka Amano, the artist, and I think he still does every logo for Final Fantasy.
Okay.
Before, I think it was something like 5 years before any Final Fantasy movie came. Maybe not 5 years, but definitely before any Final Fantasy game came out, they worked on this together. This movie, super avant-garde. There's barely any dialogue, but if you're someone who likes hearing different takes on like biblical stories, you're gonna love this movie, because I'm a firm believer. Nothing. I'm not. Strict in like, oh, gay people. I just believe.
Yeah.
So there are stuff like this that really kind of cuts me to my core, because there's a lot of similarities, or this is like very much implied to be the Earth if God never came back after Noah built the ark. Noah builds the ark, the world floods, and then God never came back.
Oh.
And there's like implications that the doves that were on the ark were actually angels, and the crows or ravens might have been demons. Like, it's really hard to explain because I really don't want to spoil it.
Yeah.
I just think that this movie has a lot to do about faith, even blind faith, from someone who is. I think Mamoru Oshii said he's not a believer, and a lot of people say that this movie's about his loss of faith. But I think he debunked that, and I don't think it's about loss of faith either. If you watch it, maybe keep in mind that I think this is about keeping faith no matter what, and that faith will be rewarded. That's what I think the movie's about.
I mean, like, personally, I think, and this is something, this is a topic genuinely that I think that me, you, and Kayla could potentially tackle at some point in time. Depictions of Christianity in anime.
Yeah.
because I think it's a really good topic to talk about with like things like Castlevania or like Fire Force, all that kind of stuff, right?
We could even dip into that cult that Mother's Basement makes videos about.
Yes, like Happy Science. So it's like, so yeah, I think that, you know, that's an interesting take. I think as somebody that minored in philosophy of religion in college, like any take on some sort of religion is always going to pique my interest, just in general, as like a scholar. So,
and if anyone who listens is also a believer, I don't think, you know, take a chance. I don't think that this movie is blasphemous. I don't think any movie that has anything to do with Christianity, and it's not the same Christianity we grew up reading about, is blasphemous. I just think it's like, hey, what if, you know?
Yeah, it's like a different take on a biblical story. And I think if you
that ain't my Jesus. My Jesus, I know where he is.
I think it's a different take on a biblical story. I think if you hold to it in that specific regard and take it for what it is, I think it's not gonna be, because that's my biggest thing with like certain Christians and media. Like when people were saying that like Sinners they didn't go see Sinners because it was like demonic or something like that, and I was like, bro, just watch the freaking movie.
Watch the movie, because if you watch and if you watch the movie and stay for the end credit scene, you'll kind of maybe put two and two together that like, oh, he, even though he went through all this and decided to leave his dad's church, he's still a Christian.
Exactly.
So
what are we talking? He still kept the faith. It was mostly just the issues with his father's church. It really was not anything else besides that. But that's a whole other conversation that I think the three of us could definitely have, and that'd be a really fun topic. Before we sign off, we got some time. Do you have any music recommendations? Because I have a few. Actually,
I guess I can go on my little spiel real quick. Fortnite did a Daft Punk event yesterday, and Fortnite has been kind of known to like do their events. I remember the first one was Travis Scott, and it was like this big thing that happens in the whatever. They did one with Metallica. I think they did one with Bruno Mars, Lady Gaga, Don Toliver. Lady Gaga was definitely one. Eminem was another one. This one, I haven't seen all of them. If I'll be honest, I started kind of getting obsessed with Fortnite late. But the consensus is that this is one of their most insane events. And I must agree, even though, like I said, I haven't experienced the other ones, but it's its own separate game mode. Instead of being in the battle royale map, and it starts off with this big, like, you're in space, and it's have you heard Random Access Memories?
I have, yes.
I think it's Touch, or it's one of their. Hold on, let me go back to it. It's the first song off of it. Give Life Back to Music, where it's kind of like prog rock.
Yes.
And you're flying through this whole thing, and then you see the girl bassist from Interstellar 555, which is the movie that they made for Discovery.
Yes.
And she reaches out her hand, and then you enter this portal, and then you see the weird Chucky animatronic from the Technologic music video.
Oh my god.
It like just passes by, and then you're going through all this whoo, whoo, and then there's these weird effects, and then there's like human, robot, which is the point of their Human After All video. And then
just a fever dream, man. What the fuck are we doing?
But that song is like 6 minutes, so this whole experience is like 6 minutes, and then you get thrown into a desert. And me being me, big Daft Punk fan, it's the same desert from their movie Electroma, which I saw again recently. very avant-garde movie, a little boring, but I this is what I really like about Daft Punk. And in that movie, they both blow up, so you're walking towards, and it switches for everyone. You're walking towards an explosion site, and you can either pick up Thomas Bangalter's helmet, which is the silver guy, or Guy Manuel, which is the gold guy. I had the gold guy, and then you like basically turn it back on, and it cycles through all their eras. So it's like you could see the era Discovery with the rainbow. You could see a random Gap commercial where it had the heart. Like all these different eras. You put it on, boom. Harder, Better, Faster, Stronger starts playing.
Oh my fucking god!
You enter through a pyramid, and they recreated their Alive 2007 concert, which changed concerts forever. The reason why concerts look the way they do now is because of Daft Punk Alive 2007 with the giant pyramid and all the lights, and you're like, what the fuck? It's the coolest
insane.
fucking thing. It's the coolest fucking thing. Honestly.
Oh my god.
If you have time, Fortnite's free. Download Fortnite.
Go do that.
Go do that. And if you want, delete Fortnite because it's cool as fuck. There's even there's a section where you can mix different songs together, and they even added I Feel It Coming and Starboy. Because
The Weeknd, is he going to be like a playable character at some point in time too?
He already is.
He already is. Okay.
But like The Weeknd was like their boy. So yeah, it's just really, really cool. I really you should try it out if you have time.
Jesus. I guess for me, there's a bunch of different things that like I've been listening to that are like kind of jumping all over the place. If you like smooth poppy type of rock, I suggest you listen to Love Balloon by Ocean Alley. Super smooth. No skips on that album. My favorite song on there is Tangerine. Just very it's they're obviously singing about love and relationships, but it's very good. It's like they do a really good job with that. The singer's amazing. If you are a fan of like the Jungles, or like I talked about Loaded Honey a few episodes back, with like the groovy, like just samples that don't really have that much like lyrics to them, but there's more like a hook that plays a hook and like a small little verse accompanied by some groovy like guitar and some other like production like that. Listen to Loved by Parcels. Similar kind of style to Jungle, just a little bit more guitar-y. But yeah, but they're phenomenal. Obviously, I'm super excited for Tame Impala's album Deadbeat.
Yep.
Dracula just came out like last week. Fire. The single Dracula came out. Loser's out. End of Summer's out. Those 3 songs are absolute bangers. I'm super excited for that album to come out. I just recently found this guy. His name is Lobo, so LOW.BO, and he has an album called Husk, and it's a more like acoustic R&B type of album, and he's really good. My favorite song on there is Evil Eye. It's a little more groovy in its interpretation, but as opposed to everything else on the album, but it's a very solid song. And lastly, one of the rappers in my That White Boy Good playlist is John Wells.
Yeah.
And just came out with an EP called I Don't Want to Die Part 1, and it's just 7 songs, just a 20-minute runtime, and he's just, I don't know, I think his rapping style, like he's not super like lyrical per se, but he's just very like raw and authentic in his presentation of his lyrics. He talks about like depression, anxiety, you know what I'm saying, his upbringing, where he's at now compared to because he started to blow up a little bit because he had a really popular song that kind of took off like online, but like it kind of took off. He got acknowledged by like Rosenberg Radio and all those people.
Oh hell yeah.
So like he's kind of talking about in this moment, because he's from Baltimore, and a very like crime and like very like heavily, a lot of murders that go on in the area that he's from. And so he's basically talking about,
Latugan.
yeah. Literally. It's funny, like you can hear the Baltimore accent when he raps. When he says like two, it's like nuts. It's insane. But he talks about like about to sign a record deal and getting more popular, but just hoping that he doesn't get murdered before that happens.
Yeesh.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like it's heavy, but at the same time, like the way in which he presents it is very like, I like how he presents himself in that that album. What else? Daniel Cedars coming out with an album. Didn't even realize that was happening.
He's doing like a weird tour where all his tour dates are going to be free, but he won't announce them till like the day before. So if he's going to perform in Atlanta, he'll announce where the day before, and it's going to be a free show.
Yeah, but it's insane.
Yeah.
But he's got some good features on this album. Son of Spurgie is what it's called. Crazy features. Sampha. He's got 2 Bon Iver features. He's got a Yebba and Blood Orange feature, which I think is that song's gonna go crazy.
The rumor was that this is a worship album.
Interesting.
That's the rumor. I don't know though.
I mean, I don't know. Have a baby in parentheses with me. I don't know if that's gonna be a gospel.
Have a baby with me. It's a Christian thing.
Fair, but they got to be married first. But fair.
Yeah.
But yeah, you got anything else?
That's it. Just listen to Daft Punk and listen to everyone that Taylor said.
Yeah. Also, too, as far as the spooky episodes are concerned, I don't want to give away what we're watching next because I feel like it should be a little bit of a surprise, and we're gonna try to figure out with scheduling and when we're uploading episodes like what we can watch up until that point, because we might have to do some double recordings.
We're doubling up. We're technically doubling up today,
actually. Yes.
I had to record early. Kayla can only record later, so
yeah,
we're trying to get as much content out for you guys as possible.
Sure. So yeah, like we'll be on the lookout for the next spooky season episode. I've been Taylor aka Nostalgia, as told by Zoe. See you guys next time. Peace.